and welcome to another upgrade video. I hope my previous videos have helped you see how easy it is to do some of these upgrades on your coach yourself, that they're very easy to take on without much skills or many tools. The one we're going to do today is changing out the door window to a clear window. I chose a clear one instead of a tinted one because I do want to be able to see out at night, but we're taking the frosted one out and we're putting a ZARCOR slider shade window in there. And the reason is, on our coach is the 27 BHS, and other than the kitchen window and the bedroom window, there's nothing that lets you see outside from the inside to the door. If someone comes up to your door, you don't know who it is. If you hear something outside, you can't see anything unless you climb into the bunks and try to look out those windows. I want to be able to go up to the door and look outside the door window and see what's going on or see who's at my door. This shade, you're able to open and close it without having to open the door and separate the screen from the door like the easy shade. In order to lift that up and down, you've got to be able to get a gap between the door and the screen in order to be able to do that. This one you don't. It's got a lever on it that is in your screen door, the pocket that's open for you to access your door latch. That's where the handle is, and it easily allows you to open and close the shade with your door closed and your screen closed. So I'm going to show you the process for installing that, removing the old window, reinstalling a new window, and installing the slide shade. I hope you enjoyed this video, and remember, help me out and allow me to do more videos on my channel by subscribing and hitting like, and please comment. Let me know what you think. If you have questions, let me know. I'm more than happy to answer. Thank you. Let's get to it. Alright, here's everything you need to install and replace this window and install the shade. There's only a few tools that are needed. You need Windex to be able to clean the door surface off after you remove the old door. You want to clean all the old weather sealant off and make sure it's really clean so that the new weather sealant and everything sticks and adheres to it real well, so you have a watertight seal. The next thing you need, they tell you to use a putty knife, but I'm using a plastic wedge to get in there and pop the old frame away from the glass. You need that to be able to separate the clips. Mine's currently a pop-in frame. There's no screws holding it together. It's just plastic clips that are holding it in place. You do need your tape to hold the window on the outside to the door, so while you're working on the inside and separating it and nothing falls out, you don't want to break the previous glass or anything, so this keeps it safe. When you remove the outside part of the glass and when you reinstall the new glass and outside frame, you do need a second person to help you. It's the easiest way to do it and the safest way to do it. So you'll see when I do that part of the remove and replace, I will have a second person helping me. So you got the Windex, the tape, the plastic wedge to be able to break the seal apart safely. You need a Phillips screwdriver because I'm going from a clip-on frame to a 16 screw frame. I preferred to have the screw-on type, so that's what I'm going to. So that's why I need the Phillips, and also to attach the handle. And then you need your paper towels to be able to clean everything up. I did need to get the clips since I do have the clip-on window frame. You do need to get these clips. The clips separate the frame from the outside, the inside frame from the outside frame, and these go in slots that are around the outside of the window, and that helps you take the existing frame apart. Okay, so that's all the tools that we need, and then I'll show you the box that I got. First thing is the frames. I've got the new outside frame here, so that'll replace my existing snap-on one. And then here's the inside frame. So that's got the 16 screws on it. There is a different version that's got 12 screws. So the ZARCOR window shade comes in 3 versions. You can get the first version that fits your 16 screw window, which is what this is. You can get version 2 or B, and that does the snap-on frame, and so it will adapt to your existing frame if you've got the snap-on one like I do. I just didn't want to go that route, so I reverted to A. And then there's a third style C that it fits the frames that have 12 screws. There are some that have 12. So A for 16 screw, B for snap-on frame, C for the 12 screw. All right, that takes care of my frame. And then the rest of the shade came in this box, and it's got everything you need in here. You've got the shade, which opens and closes real easy. So that's what I'm going to have, so I can see through my door now. It'll be private when I want it private, and instantly be able to see through, which is great. It's got the handle. This is what will attach to the bottom of the frame and then slide in and out. And this will be where the little opening in the screen is. So that allows us to do it while the screen and door are closed. You've got your parts and everything for that. And then it comes with a couple boxes of the new sealant putty. So you're going to put that around the window that attaches to the frame and around the frame that attaches to the door. So that'll keep everything sealed up nice. So you get two of those because you got to use two different areas. And then inside here is my glass. That's the tempered glass. Like I said, I chose the clear glass because I want to be able to see out at night. They do have a tinted glass as well. I would have liked the look of that better, but I didn't choose it because they're going to have difficulty at night in a really dark area being able to see out. They're going to end up being able, whoever's outside is going to be able to see you looking out. You're probably going to have difficulty seeing them. So I went with the clear, and we'll see how that works out, but I'll show you the final product when we're finished. This is what it takes to do it. Very easy. I know you can do it yourself. Now let's take a look. This will keep the window from falling out while you're working on the inside. Okay, the next step is to put all the clips around the frame. Okay, now that all the clips are in, I'm going to get the putty knife to be able to break the seal away from here to take the inside out. helper's not available, so I'm going to do this by myself. So I close the door. I'm going to remove this all from the outside. There's the frosted glass and the old frame out. Now I just need to clean up all this off here, get the old sealant off, and we're good to go. Okay, so now we're going to take the outside frame and we're going to put the putty in two areas to seal it up. We're going to put it on this little inside track right here, which is where the glass sits, so that a watertight seal the glass to the frame. And then we're also going to put a bead of the other supply of this around the outside edge of the frame. And that's going to seal the frame to the door. You want to make sure when you do this that you're choosing which side. It doesn't matter which side is up or down, but you want to select a side because the seam and the edge of this putty should be on the bottom, so there's not an opening at the top for water to potentially get through. So you start at the bottom, go around, and then squish it together at the bottom to try to make a full seal, but you want your seals to be at the bottom of the window. So I'm going to do this process now, and you can watch me do it. Okay, so I'm going to start at the bottom and start putting this in. You do want to make it overlap a little bit so that you can squeeze the two sections, the two ends of the putty together. But you want to make sure you're getting in this channel really nice and good. Try not to break it as you pull it apart, because you're not going to want to have a gap in your seal. And this is where the window sits, so that'd be very important for it getting inside the door and leaking in. So just make sure you're getting it on the track real nice and even. Okay, now see, I broke it right there. I'm going to want to make sure I seal that up real good. So I'm going to put the ends together and really mix them in so that there's not a gap there. You definitely want to try to avoid doing that, but if it happens, you can fix it. Okay, so when you get to the edge here, you're going to want to make it a little bit longer and then break it off, and you're going to want to take those ends and mush them all together. And then just check your edges everywhere. You want to try to keep it so the putty is inside the frame, so when you put your glass in, you don't end up seeing putty sticking through the edge of the window. And then hold on to your spare. You never know if you might need it. Okay, now I'm going to install the clear glass onto my frame. I've got the putty all on there. It's all sealed up real nice. The edges are all inside, so it's not going to leak over into the window where you see it on the inside. And now I'm going to take and put the glass on there so that the window's in. Now the way you want to do that is you want to put it in at an angle. There's 2 feet right here, basically, or actually there's 3 feet. You want to rest the bottom of the window on that ledge and then slowly take it down and rest it into place. That way you know it's square in the frame. So let's do that. There is a little marker on the glass here at the bottom, so I'm just making sure that's at the bottom of the glass. Okay, so my camera had stopped, my disc filled up, so I don't know what you saw of this, but I installed the glass. Basically, I lined it up to these bottom tabs. There's bottom tabs down here. You line it up to that, and then you slowly set it down into place, and then make sure it's sealed up everywhere. So I made sure it's all sealed up and everything is straight, and it looks good all the way around. That's the bottom where I put the seam. And so here's the window. That's from the outside now. That'll be the outside frame. So now I'm going to put the bottom back down here. And now I'm going to put the putty on the outside edge of the frame here so that it's ready to install in the door. Okay, so this is the bottom of the window frame. So you want to start there. And like I did the first time, you want to overlap it. So go a little past center, and you're going to do the same when you come back so you can meld them together. So I'm going to use as much of this as I can of my first roll. Be careful not to pull it apart. me so I can work on it easier. So I'm going to have to meld that real quick because that's at the top of my window. You really don't want to seam right there, but I'm getting to the tail end of this and it's really glued together. Okay, so I'm going to overlap it by at least 2 inches. Just really meld that together, so now there shouldn't be a seam there for any water to get through, but you want to try to avoid that if you can. And they didn't really give me some good product here to use, so I'm kind of making do. But you can see how this stuff is just, towards the end, it's really clumped together. Okay, let's see how far we get with that. Well, that's great. I got all the way towards the bottom with that. Then I'll overlap that. And oh, look at that. It makes it. So there you go. Now the frame is all ready to get installed in the door. Okay, now I'm ready to put the glass in. I've got everything ready. All new caulking and everything is on here to seal it up. And I've got my helper on the inside to hold the glass. Okay, so I've got all these screwed in now. I left these two out because that's where the handle gets screwed in. So those will be the last two screws that I put in once I put the shade. Screwing it in there, make sure that your helper on the other side pushes on the area of the frame where you're screwing it in. That helps you get a tighter fit all the way around the window and keeps everything nice and safe. So what I want to do now, before I put the shade piece in, I want to make sure the window's real clean. Now, before you put on the shade to the glass, you're going to want to test fit it before you peel off the adhesive on the Velcro that fits it. So you're going to want to test fit it first. Works great. Open, close, open, close. Looks like it fits right in there. So now I'm going to go ahead and peel the Velcro and attach it to the window. Okay, so I pulled all the tabs off of the Velcro. Now I'm going to stick this on the window. You want to make sure the logo is on the right hand side. Is to attach the handle here, stick it on the Velcro, and then it'll work. Okay, so now we have the handle. It's got a piece of Velcro back here, and we're using the screws with the little shoulder brackets on it. That's what's going to attach this to the frame. attached, Velcro's attached to the slider, and now the handle works. Open and close. Let me close the screen now and see how it works. So now when you're inside your coach, the handle's right here and accessible. close it for privacy. Open it to see who's outside or just to get sunlight in. This will also help during the day when you want it a little darker in the coach if you're trying to take a nap. Keep it quiet for you. Okay, I wanted to bring you inside so you see what it looks like inside. Now, unlike the Easy Shade you can't get to when your door and your screen is closed because you can't reach it to raise it up. That's why I went with this one. I can easily from the inside, the handle's right here, I can open the shade and I can close it. Open it so I can see outside, and it's great because it's not 100% clear. It's just enough so you can see outside, see what's going on, let a little sunlight in, and when you want privacy, you close it and it's all darked out for you. So this works great. I hope you enjoyed the installation process and you saw how easy it is to get this done. You only need 2 people at 2 points. I actually did one part where I'm supposed to have 2 people by myself because my assistant wasn't available, but it was easy enough to do by yourself. It's just a little bit safer to have 2 people while you're removing the outside frame and reinstalling the outside frame. Definitely better to have 2 people. Other than that, I like it. I think it went in great. I think it looks good. And I really enjoy how easy this is to get privacy or look outside. And I can finally look outside from my door. That's a plus. All right. I hope you enjoyed the video. Please comment if you have any questions or suggestions. Also, make sure you subscribe and hit the bell for notifications as I post new videos. Thank you.